A very good morning everyone. In our previous session we have studied about how to make any member function of class as inline, as well as how to make private variable as well as private member function, and how to access that variable or that function. That portion we have already completed in our previous video. In our today's session I am going to teach you array within class, as well as we are going to learn the concept of memory allocation for the object. So these two topics we are going to refer in our today's session. Let us start with the first example of our today's session, that is example of array within class. So what is the concept? What is the array? Array is nothing but it is a group of similar type of items having similar data type and same name. And what is the use of array? When you want to store values in the sequence, at that time you will get the concept of array, or you can say you can use the concept of array. It is a static value, it stores static value, right? The index is fixed. The array index start with the 0. So when you want to use array within the class, we already have used character nm of 25. That is nothing but it is declared as array within the class. But in our today's example I am going to teach you how to take integer array. So let me include two header file as include iostream.h, as include conio.h. One new class I am going to define, that is series, class series. Then integer I, a of 5. Here I am going to give comment line, declaration of array within class, integer sum. Now I am going to use public keyword, void get data, sum equals to 0. We are going to take one loop, integer I equals to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, cout, enter value for I elements. I am going to explain this code, so don't worry about that. Let me write the code first. Sum equals to sum plus a of I. Now I want to take one new method, that is called display. Cout sum is sum. Now void main, clr acr and get ch. We have to create object of series class S1. With the help of object of series class I am able to access the methods of that class, get data S1 dot display. Let me save the program. Program number 20, because 19 programs we have already performed. Now let us run the code, enter value for first element 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So the sum is 150, right? Now let us understand the code. In the class series, we have declared one integer variable called I. No need to write sum again integer, you can take or declare like this also, there is no issue. Integer I, a of 5 and sum. Our concept is what? We have to declare array within the class. So this is the class series we have taken, and this is the array within the class we have declared. So we have taken a of 5. Now see, I variable a and sum we cannot use outside the class. That means in the void main I cannot use s1.I, s1.sum or s1.a. What is the reason? Because that three variables are declared as a private variable of series class. So we need to take care that with the help of function of that class, with the help of public function of that class, I can access this variable or I can use that variable. But remember one thing, I cannot use it outside the class. Yes, definitely get data and display function can be accessed outside the class because we have make it public. So these both functions are public. So now when we call get data function, at that time the value of sum would be 0. So initial value of sum is 0. See, in a class you cannot write like this. Remember one thing, when I declare, see, in normal void main we are going to initialize the value of variable at the time of declaration only, right? But I cannot use sum equals to 0 over here. Why? Because class does not allow it to declare the to initialize the value of variable. So be careful that I cannot use sum equals to 0 over here. For that I need to take one function get data. Inside that I can store the value of sum equals to 0. Now I have taken loop, for loop I equals to 0 to 5. So 5 times this loop is executed, that is 0 to 4, right? Because we people know that the index of array would be started from 0. So I have taken a of I, that means a of 0, then enter value for, see my output, enter value for 0 element, enter value for 1 element, enter value for 2 element, enter value for 3 element and enter value for 4 element. How it prints? Enter value for, I have used concatenation for three strings. Number 1, this is the first string, right? Over here I have put one space. What is the reason? Because see, in the output after 4 and before printing of any numbers I just need to have one space in between. So over here after 4 and before element I have put one space so that the number would not merge with 4 or either the element. So that I have used space after 4 and before element, and in between I want to print 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, that number, and that number is stored inside I, or we can say it is the value of I. So I have used I variable over here. And then see in a of 0. So what is the value of a of 0? That is 10. So what is the value of sum? Sum would be 0 in this time. So 0 plus 10, that means sum becomes 10 now. Again loop is executed, I plus plus now, the value of I was 0, now it becomes 1. So enter value for one element. See in A of 1. In A of 1 we are going to store 20, or we can say we are going to input 20. So what is the value of sum? It is 10. 10 plus 20, it becomes 30, and 30 is going to store in the variable sum. Again loop is executed, the value of I is incremented by 1 and it becomes 2 now. So enter value for 2 element, and A of 2 would be 30. Again the value of sum is 30. 30 plus 30 becomes 60 now. So value of sum would be 60 now. So in this way loop is executed and the final value of sum is what? 150 as per our inputted value. After that what we people do? S1 dot display. S1 dot display means what? S1 is the object of series class. Using that object we are going to call the function of series class. Now void display, it will print sum is, and what is the value of sum variable? That is 150. So in this way loop is executed, and in this way with the help of object of series class we can access the method of series class, that is get data and display. But remember one thing, that the variable I, A and sum is private variable of class, so you cannot access it outside the class. This thing you need to remember. And our concept is what? We have used array within class. So this is the first program of our today's session, that is array within class. Let us take one new program. Example of array within class. Second program of this topic. We need to include two header files, iostream.h and has include ponyo.h, void main and clr.ser. Get ch. Now over here I am going to take one class called array short, because I want to insert values within the array and I want to print the sorted array list. Let me take the variable ijk, array a of 5. Now public, again remember one thing, that I, j, k and array of 5 are the private variables of class array short. So you cannot use these variables outside the class. Now we are going to develop the method that is called void get data. That method we have put in between the public, so we can access that method outside the class with the help of object of that class. So void get data for I equals to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. First of all we need to input 5 values in the array of I. So enter value for variable I, element C in A of I. Remember one thing, that array index must be start with the 0. So I have taken I equals to 0 and I less than 5, because the size of array is of 5. So we can able to store 5 elements at a time. Now next function is sort. Inside sort I have taken loop of I equals to 0, I less than 5 and I plus plus. for j equals to 0, j is less than 5 and j plus plus. Now this is the logic through which we can sort the number of elements a of I is greater than a of j, then k equals to a of I. This is the logic regarding swapping. In the program of swapping using 3 variables, we have applied this logic, right? So a of j equals to k, because if the value of a of I is greater than the value of a of j, in such cases I want to interchange the value of, or we can say I want to change the position of a of j. For that I need to use the logic of swapping. Then one more function I need to mention, that is void output, because I want to print the sorted elements now. Cout \n after sorting for I equals to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, cout \n a of I. Now let us create the object of array sort class, array1. Array1 is the object of that class, and with the object of array sort class we are able to call whatever the methods we have declared inside the sort class. As I have told you that sequence matters a lot, so you need to take care regarding the sequence of calling functions. So first of all I have called array1.getData, then I have called array1.sort method, and at last I am going to call display method, through which we are going to print sorted elements of array. Let us save the code. Program number 21. Over here I need to apply output, because display function we have not taken, we have taken output. Now enter elements 3, 2, 4, 1, 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. It will display the array and sorts the array in the descending order, Z to A order, right? So in this way you can use the logic of sorting. Let me repeat once again. In the array sort class I have declared 4 variables which are private variables of array sort class, which cannot be accessed outside the class directly. Now I have taken public keyword, so that get data, sort and display, or we can say output, these 3 are the methods of array sort class through which we can access it outside the class with the help of object of that class. Now void get data method, that is the first method through which we are able to input 5 elements within the array. After that void sort method is there. In that we have applied the logic of sorting your data in the descending order, and this is the logic regarding the swapping of 2 values. After that I have taken void output method. Through that method I am able to display sorted elements of array. In the void main I have created array underscore sort, that is the name of class. AR1 is the name of object. With the help of AR1 I can access get data, sort and output, which are the public methods of array sort class. Let us take one new file. Again the example of array within class. This is the third program of our today's session, and it is related with array within class only. iostream.h has include ponyo.h, class count underscore number. My program is related with the you need to input 10 numbers in the array, and based on that numbers it will check whether the number, how many negative numbers are there, how many positive numbers are there, and how many zero you have entered through the screen. So for such, for the positive number I have taken p variable, for the negative numbers I have taken n, and z for the 0. I variables is taken for the loop, and a of 10, that is the array which is declared inside the class, and we are going to store 10 elements inside the array. Now public void get data, as I have told you that you cannot initialize the value of variable at the time of declaration within the class. So I need to initialize it in the function, or we can say inside the method. So p, n and z equals to 0. That means all the three variables contains the initial value by 0. For I equals to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. With the help of get data we are able to enter values of variable a. We need to input 10 values. Element seen a of I. Now next method is called count, because I want to count how many positive numbers are there, how many negative numbers are there, and how many zeros I have entered through the keyboard. I plus plus. If a of I is greater than 0, then the value of positive plus plus. Else if a of I is less than 0, in such cases negative plus plus, and otherwise z plus plus. Void display cout backslash n, total number of 0 are variable z, again backslash n, total number of positive are p, and cout total number of negatives are n. Now void main, inside void main clear screen and get ch. What is the name of our class? That is count underscore number. cn1 is the object of count number. cn1 dot get data, cn1 dot count, and cn1 dot display or output, whatever name you want to give to the function, that you can take it. Now program number 22. Let us run the program. We need to input 10 numbers, either negative or positive or 0. Over here we have inputted 4 zeros. There are 4 positive numbers and 2 negative numbers. Now let us understand the logic. First of all, it will clear the screen. After that, object of count number is created. cn1.getData, it will call getData function. Inside getData, we have initialized the value of p, n and z by 0. Then we have applied the logic of inputting 10 numbers through the keyboard. After that, cn1.count, it will call count function. Inside count, we have taken one loop. We have initialized the value of I by 0 up to 10. So 10 times this loop is executed. One by one, it will check the value of a of I. A of I means initial value of I would be 0. So a of 0, what is the value of a of 0? That is 1 in our case, right? So 1 is greater than 0. So value of p would be 0 first. So it will be incremented by 1. Now again loop is executed. The value of I is 1. A of 1. What is the value of a of 1? We have inputted -1. So negative plus plus. So in this way, count is incremented and it increments the value of positive, negative and 0. After that, we have called display function. So after completion of count function, we have the values of how many positive numbers are there, how many negative numbers are there, and how many zeros you have inputted through the keyboard. So now we are going to print that values, or we can say numbers, on the screen, and in this way program is executed. So this is all about the concept of declaring array within the class. As I have told you that we have seen the array with the character data type, right? We have declared character nm of 25. That is nothing but that is the declaration of array within the class. Similarly, over here we have taken array, we have declaring array within the class with the integer data type. So these 3 programs you need to write in your journal: program number 20, program number 21 and program number 22. One more program I want to show you, that is our new concept, which is called memory allocation for the object. Example of memory allocation for objects need to include 2 header files, iostream.h and has include ponyo.h, class employee. Inside employee, I have declared 3 variables: integer number, character nm of 15 and float salary. As we know that integer data type occupies 2 bytes in memory. Similarly, character data type occupies 1 byte, but over here we have taken array of nm. So 15 bytes occupied by the nm, or we can say character data type, and float data type occupies 4 bytes in the memory. So we can say that totally how many bytes are there? 21 bytes are there, which is occupied by the single object of employee class. 15 for name, 4 for salary, and 2 for number. Now void main clr scr and get ch. Need to create object of employee class, that is emp e1. Now if I want to check how many bytes are occupied by the employee object e1, then memory occupied by e1 would be size of operator is there. We have seen that using integer data type as well as with the variable also. So over here, and no need to write space in between size of operator, or we can say size of keyword. Don't use space in between, and then size of object e1. And suppose I want to check the address or location of employee e1 at that time, with the help of ampersand sign I can check it. First of all, let us save our program P23. Let us execute. See, total memory occupied by the employee object e1 would be 21, as I have told you that 15 for the character, 2 for the integer, and 4 for the float. So total 21 bytes are occupied by the employee object e1. Similarly, the address would be in the hexadecimal code. So this is called memory allocation for the object. In this way, it will allocate the memory for each object. Suppose if you are going to create second object of the employee class, again it will occupy 21 bytes for the new object, right? So this is all about our today's session. We have learned two different topics. One is called memory allocation for the object, and second is declaration of array within the class. Let me share the notepad file regarding such, so that you can write it inside your journal. This is the first program, array within the class. Let me scroll down. This is the second program, array short, that is the name of class. You need to write this program with output. Array within the class, count number, how many numbers are positive numbers or negative numbers or 0. Let me scroll down. And memory allocation for the object, that is our last program of our today's session. So this is all from my side. Thank you all.